This could go one of two ways. It's either going to go really, really well or absolutely terrible. There's only one way to find out. Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. Tonight we are doing something a little bit different. I've not done this before, as the title is going to, well, the title does suggest. It's a bit of a mystery, non-intentional collaboration beer. And it's come around thanks to a chap on the UK in the UK Supermarket Craft Beer Forum on Facebook, Ben Ramon Thompson. It was something he's done before, and I thought, sounds interesting. And then curiosity got me. I had to try it because I know when I get bitten by curiosity, it nags away at the back of my head until I figure out if I'm going to like it or not. And the only way to do that is to try it. So I'm going ahead. Now, the unintended collaboration is between two British breweries, and they are BrewDog, and the beer that we are collaborating is this one, Mr. President. It's a double IPA, which weighs in at 9.2% ABV. And the other beer is a much loved, not sure it's hated, love and hate, from Vocation Brewery. It's an IPA weighing in at 7.2%. And what's this collaboration you hear me speak of? Well, like I said, it's Ben's idea. He mixes the two beers pretty much half and half from what he was saying, and just away you go. And I thought, nah, there's no way on God's green earth that could work. I mean, you've got Love and Hate, which is quite bitter, quite grapefruity, can be quite fruity depending on which batch you get, versus the really hoppy, heavily malted Mr. President. And I thought to myself, it can't work, can it? And there's only one way to find out. I'll try it. Excuse me. So, without further ado, what we're going to do, we're going to pour into the Rainbow Box, or Rainbow Project glass, because it's a collaboration between two breweries. Granted, they're British breweries, not US and UK, but nevertheless, that's what we're doing. I say US and UK because it's this year's box, which was a US-UK collaboration. So we're going to pour a bit of each into that one, and then using the old Stoke Beer Festival glasses, we're just going to pour the rest of each beer in, just so we can do a taste comparison separately and together. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the BrewDog, the Mr. President. And that's a, let's get rid of that down there. Really malty, heavily hopped, pretty clear double IPA. There it is, you know, quite carbonated, clear as a day. And yeah, so the rest of it is going to go into the 27th Beer Festival glass from 2007. Happy days. Put that one over there. Dispose of the President. Depending on where you live, that could probably get you in trouble. But anyway, Love and Hate. I love it, providing I haven't got an oxidised can. Unfortunately, some people have. I did check and make sure I give them a good squeeze to make sure that I haven't got a dodgy can. Anyway, so we're going to pour this first into the Lemmy glass, the 37th. Oh, I've got a good one. I've got a good one. Boys, I've got a good one. Now, there. Hazy, it's fruity, it's slightly bitter, it's delicious. And to create the unintentional collaboration, So that's what we have in the glass. We've got roughly half and half, which is what Ben does, of the Mr. President and the Love and Hate. Now he does it the other way around. He starts with the Love and Hate and tops off with El Presidente, but we're doing it this way. So just to compare visuals, obviously we've got a slightly darker version of Love and Hate and a totally different appearance to Mr. President. So we are going to start with the separate beers, and we're going to start with the Love and Hate because it's really nice. For £3 a can, that's a bargain. You've got grapefruit in there, you've got lots and lots of hop. Slightly chewy, it's delicious. So that's the Love and Hate. That's going to have the slightly sweeter element to this. Which is a massive in-your-face hoppy beer. And there's lots of caramel malt flavours going on. Those are your two constituent beers. Now, for the combined beer, I wonder what it tastes like. Well, I know what it tastes like individually. As for together, that's surprising. I thought the Mr. President would really mask a lot of what's going on in Love and Hate, but it doesn't. I also expected it to really ramp up the bitterness a bit because the hops from Mr. President do present quite bitter. Whereas with the Love and Hate you get the bitterness from the grapefruit. So I thought put the two together. No. There's something that's gone on in that glass that kind of balances, reduces the bitterness. And it's probably the fruit flavours from the Love and Hate. But what it does do is it nullifies a bit of the sweetness, it balances out that bitterness from both of the beers, and it leaves it definitely, the body comes from the Love and Hate without a shadow of a doubt. The bitterness, like I say, balanced out a bit, but the aftertaste is, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know, it's not as malty as Mr. President is, and there's none of that lingering bitterness that you get with the Love and Hate. It's a bit of an enigma. I don't dislike it, I like it, I do. But how much? Well, now, it's obviously not a beer you can buy ready-made, but playing the hypothetical, if it was, and if it was available, I'd have to give it a name. And because it's made with Love and Hate and Mr. President, to keep it kind of relevant to the era, I'm going to name this drink Donald, because it's a president you either love or you hate. Yeah, Donald. Or we could call it the comb over, or another brick in the wall. No, we can't desecrate Pink Floyd like that. The Wall, no, can't call it that either. It's a comb over, or Donald, or Trump, or something of that nature. So let's pretend that the Donald Trump beer with the comb over was available on the shelf, or on tap, or whatever, and I was to give it a score. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would. How much more than 3 would I therefore give it? Well, it's hoppy. It's got lots of hop, which I love. It's got body. It's got most things that I like. Now, when you combine the two, if it had a touch more fruit, I would give it more than 4.5. Or would I? No, I'd maybe give it 4.5, because it's not something I would write home about, but it's nice. It's very nice. It's what, 4.25? 4.25 on the old Untapped out of 5. Yeah, because there's bits of both beers that I like combining in one. Yeah, 4.25 I think is a bloody good score for something like this that's just been put together. It could be sacrilege to some. It could be something that you might want to try yourself. It's something I'm going to experiment with in future. I'm going to find beers I think, well, maybe it's just lacking a little bit of something, and throw something else in that's containing that quality. If a beer's lacking hop, I could throw some Mr. President in, or I could throw in another particularly hoppy beer into something that's lacking. Who knows? It might be something interesting. In fact, I'm going to make a point of doing a few more videos like this. See if we can create something that's better than the sum of its parts. And I think this is, ever so slightly. I mean, it's cost me what, £3, £2, so £5.10 from Tesco, because the 11/8's £3. Mr. President is £2.10. £5.10 for what, 770 mils of beer. It's not bad, considering what you can pay for a 4.40 from the craft world. I like it. I do. So, on that glorious note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, potential presidents or otherwise, thank you for watching. I'd love to know what you think of the idea that Ben came up with. I say come up with, it might have been someone before Ben, but these 2 particular beers I'd never heard of putting together before. Ben had mentioned it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the little experiment. So Ben, thank you for that. Hope you've all enjoyed watching. Stay tuned, because I'm going to do some more of these sorts of videos, putting 2 and 2 together and see what we come up with. So for now, this has been BrewDog's Mr. President. This has been Vocation's Love and Hate. I've been Nick, and I will see you again soon for another video. Bye.